You've been posting, showing up online, maybe even trying some reels, but your clients aren't reaching out to you. Here's what you might be missing. It might be you're not telling the right story. I'm Angela McMillan, a Feldenkrais practitioner, digital marketing strategist, and storytelling coach for somatic and wellness professionals. I help practitioners who are brilliant at what they do, but they struggle to put that into words that actually sell. This channel is where I teach you how. Most practitioners I work with just aren't beginners. They're trained, they're embodied, they're experienced, but they feel invisible online. Why? Because most marketing advice skips the nervous system. It skips story. And without story, your work becomes just another thing to scroll by. Watch to the end and I'll share the one thing that your audience needs to hear. I had a client recently that said to me, I know my sessions change lives, but I don't know how to talk about them in a way that connects and that the people listening actually care. And I've probably heard that in some form or another 100 times in the 10 years that I've been doing this work online. Because somatic work is subtle, it's powerful, it's hard to explain, and that's where story comes in. So let me talk a little bit about how I know your marketing is missing the storytelling piece, the part that actually makes people care. And number 3 is the one that I see most practitioners doing and why their content isn't converting. Sign number 1, you're only talking about what you do, not why it matters. You might say, I teach somatic movement, or I run mindfulness classes, but that doesn't connect. Try this shift. Instead of, I help people move better, say, I help people feel at home in their bodies again, even after years of pain, burnout, or disconnection. That's what people are searching for. Sign number 2, you avoid telling personal or client stories because I don't feel professional enough. Here's the harsh truth you may not be aware of. People don't buy because you've got credentials. I've got them. They buy because they feel seen. And story is what makes that shift happen. It's the difference between I help women with pelvic health and I worked with a client recently that thought leaking was going to be her new normal. After 4 weeks, she was able to laugh without fear of leaking and sneeze without having to squeeze. Sign 3, you're focused on educating and not engaging. I just saw this recently when I started stalking a few practitioners' pages and all they were sharing was education, value content, tips, tricks, short lessons, and yet their content wasn't getting any engagement. See, education without emotion is not likely to stick. People may watch, they might say, oh, that was nice, thanks for that, but it doesn't give them the reason to reach out to you. Try telling a moment, a breakthrough, maybe even a mistake you made that taught you something very powerful. That's what gets remembered and responded to. So I'd love to know in the comments, which one of these 3 are you going to make that small shift this week in your content? Let me know. Now, if that made you feel a little bit called out, and that's not a bad thing, in fact, it means that you're ready for the next step. And that's what this channel's for. See, marketing has changed again. In 2025, AI is everywhere. What AI can't do is feel. It doesn't have a body, a history, a nervous system. It can't track safety cues the way you can, with presence, with story, with your truth. That's your competitive edge now. As AI floods the feed, people are becoming more discerning. They're craving content that feels real, that feels like it's actually written by a human being. And that's your job now. It isn't to outperform AI. It's to out-connect it. Recently, I ran the Aspires Challenge. And one of the participants wrote this very well written post, very polished, very clean, all the buzzwords included. And I could feel straight away it was written by AI. It didn't have her personality, her heart. I didn't feel connected to the client story she was telling. If your audience doesn't feel seen, they won't trust you. And if they don't trust you, they won't buy from you. That's the real risk of outsourcing your voice. Story isn't just background content. It's the bridge between you and the people you can help. And that's why I'm excited to be sharing a brand new YouTube series I'm launching in July called 30 Days of Somatic Storytelling That Sells. I'll walk you through storytelling prompts, content reviews, and what's actually working in 2025 without burning out or feeling fake or feeling a bit salesy. If you want your audience to reach out to you and say, I don't know why, but your posts really hit me. It's like you're speaking to me. This series is for you. The one thing your audience wants to hear is your honest, unfiltered point of view told through your unique personality and your lived experience. It's not just what you offer. It's how you see the world. It's how you make them feel. That's the story they're buying into. So if you haven't already, go ahead, hit subscribe, turn on the notifications so you can be part of this. You don't have to shout to be heard. You just need to tell the right story in the right way, and I'm here to show you how.